Well, we've had 7 winners from 7 races, incredible season, unheard of. But I think if you look at those 7 winners, they've all been top drivers. And I think there's every opportunity that at the next race, Valencia, we're going to have an 8th winner. I think there's some very quick drivers in very quick cars who have not won a race yet. And I particularly think of Michael in our car. But the Lotus is a very good car. They haven't won. Sauber have put some great results in. They haven't won yet. So there's every opportunity that in Valencia that we'll see an 8th winner, which is going to be amazing. I would assess our season so far as having a lot more promise, potential than the previous 2 years, but we haven't quite fulfilled that potential yet. Still got a lot of races left, but I'm pleased with the performance of the car because we've won a race, 2nd in Monaco. The car's nearly always in the top 4 or 6 cars in qualifying, and so I think the car's much more competitive this year. But we haven't quite put the whole program together. We've dropped the ball in a couple of races. We haven't made the most of it, and I intend for the rest of the season to make sure that we as a team fulfill our potential, because I think the potential this year is much better than previous years. In Canada, the problem we had with Michael was a hydraulic coupling. We have couplings which are quick release because we need to change parts quickly, put them back on the car. And they have a locking system, and the locking system seems to have fatigued and allowed the coupling to come undone. It's not a problem we've obviously seen before, and we're going to change the design to make sure that there's less likelihood of it happening. But it's a very well proven part, and very frustrating that something such as that would cause a problem. I think the lack of reliability with Michael has been a huge frustration to everyone here, because our standards here are extremely high. We haven't changed any of our procedures or approach. We haven't taken any shortcuts, or we haven't let the system slip in any way whatsoever. So it's been highly frustrating that we've had the problems. It's been peculiar, and whilst I don't believe in fate too much, it's been peculiar that we've had one car that's done every lap of every race this year. And then with Michael, we've had 3 or 4 problems. So we're constant, as we are with performance, we're constantly looking at how we can improve the way we work and the way we operate. And from every problem we've had, we've taken a lesson in how we can improve, how we can do it better. I think the Pirelli tyres have been quite an enigma this year. The understanding is definitely improving, but once you understand a problem, you've then got to find the solutions, and finding the solutions is not always easy. And it would appear that some cars are able to attack races with no consideration for the tyres because they don't use the tyres so severely, and other cars use the tyres very badly and suffer problems. And you've even got cases where you've got 2 drivers within the same car, with one suffering and one not. So it's very subtle, the boundaries, and when you go over those boundaries, the tyres deteriorating. They're very subtle, those limits, and we're certainly a lot better than we were at the beginning of the year. In Australia, we had an immediate problem, and I think some ways that woke us up to the issues, and we've improved our understanding, we've improved our techniques, we've improved the technology. We have some more things on the car in Valencia which are intended to help manage the tyres more effectively. And it is the challenge of this year, and I think that's why you've seen, let's say, the different results that we've been seeing this season. Well, the keys to understanding the tyres are temperature management, predominantly either getting them warm enough or keeping them cool enough, because the tyres work in a certain temperature zone, and if you're on one side of it, you're too cold, then you won't have the grip, and if you're on the other side, you're too hot, the tyre will start to deteriorate very quickly. So It seems simple, you just need to keep it in that temperature zone, but the car goes from carrying 150 kilos of fuel to zero fuel. You've got 4 tyres on the car, and when they go around the circuit they're all heating up differently because of the corners. So it's managing that complex puzzle through qualifying, which is different to racing, and then through the race to get maximum performance. But fundamentally it's down to the temperature. Well, our hopes for the team and the drivers is to win championships. That's our ambition. And we need to move every season towards achieving that ambition. So every year we try and win the championship. It's not possible for every team to win the championship. Somebody has to win the championship. But our ambition every year is to win the championship. And if we fail in that ambition, what do we need to do to achieve that ambition? And over the past couple of years we've done a lot of reorganisation and strengthening of the team to achieve that ambition. Nico's driving very well. As I say, the car is extremely competitive, and Nico's 1 race win away from leading the World Championship. So we just have to fight with everything we have to achieve the best results we can, and see what evolves. But there's no reason why not. With the tyre situation, I think predictions of where you're going to be are very difficult, because you need to get there, you need to see how your car reacts to the tyres, how your car behaves, what operating temperature you start to generate on the tyres. But I expect Valencia to be a reasonably good track for us, and I expect us to be competitive as we have been in most of the races this season.